I don't care how many people watch on the day, or how much money it makes, or how many people watch on YouTube. I don't care. We're just there to race.
Over meadows, inside sprung grass, lungs breathing in the darkness. Love down low, scattered in the gravel. Vapor escapes us in thin air. Find the strength in my shortcomings. Lies don't say. Come on, spend money.
I always kind of dreamt of living and coaching abroad, particularly in the UK. I mean, it's Cambridge. Who wouldn't want the opportunity to coach at a place like Cambridge?
Dylan, let's paddle it up about 500 meters, then spin and come back. Fix your hair.
I saw it as a challenge, saw it as something really different and something new to do. I don't think I anticipated quite the differences between a place like Cambridge and where I've coached in the States. But so yeah, the learning curve's been huge.
Lies don't say. Come on, spend money at church. But no feelings are forthcoming. Just holy snow. Lays on me.
We have a huge merging of cultures that happens at the beginning of each season, where you have people coming from different programs, where there's a different atmosphere. Can everyone step up? Can we all bring each other up to speed? Can we all take individual ownership? Can we make sure that we can hold each other accountable without emotion?
A little bit.
The worst thing you can do is that, which is
I couldn't keep up.
I think your point is that you're not supposed to draw. That's why I'm just
second,
confused.
on the second.
It's okay to have conflict that's productive and then conflict resolution without emotion, right? If you hold yourself accountable, you own up to times when you've not been behaving in the best way, or you've not been focused on the right goal, then you can hold other people accountable to that too, because that builds the trust, right? So if we're not exhibiting these behaviors, we should call each other out.
But it makes no sense. I need space to find myself, a little time to get some rest.
Don't get that on camera. Culture is about setting high standards, sure, but not driven by us. It's creating ways for them to set their own high standards and giving them the tools. Well, for the last few years, we've had a really good balance of younger athletes, straight out of school and stuff, and older athletes. So you've got good role models. You take an athlete who's just out of school, or is living away from home for the first time, and the fact that they're cooking for themselves is a big step. Let alone also learning how to be an elite athlete who. It's like, what do you mean? I don't just get in the boat, take some strokes, and then I think about everything else for the day. No, that's called fitness. This is called being an elite athlete.
I think just sort of the approach that the coaches here take is much more I guess just technical than what I had as an undergrad. Like we, rode pretty much the same amount, got a lot of feedback individually and as a group. But here it's like so tuned in on like exactly what you're doing. And I remember like the first day here, I was on the erg and Patty came up to me and was like, do you know what you're doing with your right ankle, like on the second half of the recovery? And I was like, what am I doing with my right ankle? I think I've really enjoyed like we have a very defined like rowing style, and I think that sort of the way the coaching works is to get everyone on the same page with that.
One of my favorite things about this job is, any coaching job, is the relationship with the athletes, and I think that we have more opportunity here to form those relationships. You know, it allows us as coaches to better understand them as people, what motivates them, what derails them. I think it makes it easier for us to sort of figure out what's going to get them to get the most out of their experience.